Hi. I'm starting to feel like myself again. Hi, everybody. Hello, my fam. A double kiss. Oh my God, I'm really feeling good today. Welcome. I am Perez Hilton, the queen of all media, the gossip gangsta, the original influencer. And we're doing hot topics today, like we do every weekday, Monday through Friday, right here on the YouTube at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. But before we start, very briefly, a little bit of housekeeping. I have set up a membership on my YouTube channel. If you are one of the very intelligent, amazing people like JC Rosas, who watches regularly, please consider becoming a member. Your support means so much. I take this seriously. I am here day in and day out. Let me be there for you and be there for me, like Nicole Harley is. So if you can't today, that's okay. Maybe in a month or 2 months, you will be able to become a member. I would love it so much. In addition to supporting me, you get to chat live with me during every premiere, like Anna Marie and Adam, because all live streams are member-only mode. But everybody can watch and everybody can comment. So when the premiere is over, feel free to leave a comment and let's get to it. Okay. Beep, bop, boop. Beep, bop, boop, boop. Okay. There's a lot of legal news today. We will be talking Diddy, a lot of explosive Diddy news, but let's start off with an appetizer. And Brandy, I was going to say Andy Cohen. Hey, Ems, Andy Cohen is involved. Amen, Osfly girl. I believe it. I believe it. Believe it, receive it. Believe it, receive it. Let's start off with Brandy Glanville, and we will work our way towards Diddy. Don't you worry. I want more people to get in here. It helps if you hit the like button. The more that you like this video, the more people will watch it. So always try and hit the like button. Brandy Glanville, formerly of The Real Housewives, she and I have the same attorney. He's really good, Brian Friedman. However, I have not reached out to Brian Friedman, nor have I texted or made any contact with Brandy Glanville. I know her as well. I want to remain impartial, and I also just don't want either side, trying to dissuade me from talking about this. I'm sharing news, and this is newsworthy. Brandy took to social media to make a startling claim. Some of you might remember that Brandy Glanville was in the ill-fated season of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, where Caroline Manzo made some allegation. Caroline Manzo made some allegations against her. That she. It was inappropriate towards her, blah, blah. Anywho, this isn't about Caroline Manzo. It's about what happened after that. So obviously Brandy was pissed. Wait, are any of you Bravo-holics? Do you watch Bravo regularly? Okay, great. I think I know the answer, but did that one season of Real Housewives, that never aired, right? Of the Ultimate Girls Trip? Like, they never broadcast that season, right? Yeah. Okay, they just showed clips and stuff. Yeah. Hey, Christy Shelton. I wonder how that works in terms of, if she got paid, if they got paid. I mean, I'm sure the others got paid, but I don't know if Brandy got paid. And then after that, and all of the negative press that she got, she's alleged that it's been difficult for her to get work and she's struggling financially, et cetera, et cetera. So she has been, She had retained lawyers, Brian Friedman and Mark Garagos, and was taking legal action against Bravo. Well, she just took to social media to write the following. Pretty bonkers. Brandy says, I mean, you cannot write this. Shoot. I guess I'm doing that now. After a year of telling me how rich I was about to be and how strong my case against Bravo is, my lawyers have decided I now don't have a case and cut ties with me. Paid off, maybe? Allegedly? Super odd, but not really. Two things. One, I don't believe that Bravo would pay off Brandi Glanville's lawyers because why? They have no incentive. They pay off these lawyers, and she might get a different pair of lawyers. She might get new lawyers. Are they going to pay off her new lawyers too? What I think happened is this. Brandi Glanville was probably working with these lawyers on a commission structure, meaning the lawyers would only get paid if they got an out-of-court settlement or if they won in court. And I think they have just been told in final terms that they're not going to do any out-of-court settlement. So no out-of-court settlement, and they've decided, they did the math and they looked at the facts. They don't have a strong case. I mean, what? Brandi has a video of Andy Cohen that texted her. He was joking about a threesome. That video leaked, by the way. I showed it. Let me move this because my phone's making noise. Oh, that's annoying. There we go. You can't hear the noise now, right? I looked at that video that leaked that Andy sent Brandi, and while it's déclassé, and I would say, inappropriate to send to an employee, I don't think there's anything suable there. So they don't have a strong case, and now sued. Speaking of lawsuits, she didn't hire them, Christy, is my guess. My educated opinion is they were working on this commission, this commission type of structure. Speaking of lawsuits, Lauryn Hill has been sued by one of her own bandmates, Praz. And it is explosive. Lauryn Hill, it is alleged fraud, breach of contract, and just all around shadiness. And actually, do you guys remember this? Back in last year, 2023, Praz was involved in a legal battle with the government. And he was found guilty of being a foreign agent. Does anybody remember this? So, translation, Praz needs the money. He was banking on these Fuji shows, and then unfortunately, it ended up getting canceled, the tour, he alleges, because of Lauryn Hill's gross negligence. And he alleges this is why the Fugees will never get back together again. Because Praz claims that Lauryn Hill stole money from the band. Hey Voices, stole money from him and Wyclef Jean. Praz says that it was actually Lauryn Hill's idea to do a Fugees reunion tour because her last solo tour did not sell well and was not received well. So he agreed to it, and then the Fugees reunion tour was set for 2023, but Lauryn Hill cut it short about halfway through, citing vocal issues. So then they were going to do the reunion tour in 2024, but Praz claims that Lauren waited too long to close the deal, and by that point, they barely had any time to market the shows, so they didn't sell well. Blah, blah, blah. He alleges also that, they got what's called a guarantee. A guarantee is a fee that you get paid before the shows. That's like your minimum. That's like the minimum that you will make, and you could make a lot more. He alleges that Lauryn Hill took 40% of that guarantee just for her, hid that from them, and then the rest of the 60%, the three bandmates, Lauren, Praz, and Wyclef, had to split that themselves. But that's, Lauryn Hill's then making what, 60%? Which, I don't know. I guess she probably deserves that. Would you say Lauryn Hill deserves 60%? I would. Lauryn Hill, for her part, has responded to these allegations in the lawsuit through her lawyer, calling them meritless. Wah, wah. But now what we've been waiting for. We need to talk Diddy. And I have a theory with this as well. I think my Diddy theory is accurate. As you know, and I've been sharing with you all for a while now, this has been the year of reckoning for Sean Combs. He is currently in a detention center in Brooklyn awaiting trial on multiple federal charges. But today, in separate yet related issues, Diddy has been accused of sexual assault by 120 new victims. 120, and it gets worse. The lawyers say that these sexual assault civil suits will be filed in New York, California, and Florida in the next few weeks. That the victims are male and female equally, and that they range in ages between 9 and, what was the higher? 9 and like 100, 9 and 50 something? Wait, let me see. I want to see. As young as 9 and okay, here we go. Nine to 38. Okay, so he still liked them pretty young. 9 to 38. But like a 9-year-old victim. The allegations span back to the early 90s, 30 years. So many questions about that. Where were the parents? Or is this really a situation of, child trafficking? Where were the parents? How did he get access to children? Diddy's lawyer has responded saying that these are, like Lauryn Hill, meritless, blah, 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 blah. But, and that they look forward to the facts being presented in court, according to this lawyer representing these 120 new victims, last week I told you about this guy. I told you last week that this guy held a press conference and he said that he was putting the word out for more victims to come forward. And they did. This guy said that 3,000 people reached out to him. 3,000 people, which they then fairly quickly, this part is a little bit sketch. I don't know how you really vet. How do you really fact check? How do you really make sure that, from the 3,000 that you're speaking to, like, how do you even talk to that many people? I mean, I believe a lot of it, but just talking to 3,000 people in less than a week, I don't know how that's doable. Something about this feels a little sus. But what's interesting is, yes, I'll get to that, Sherry. What's interesting is, the guy says that he has vetted all of the 120 and they have proof. Many of them have gone to the police in the past, and many of them have gone to seek medical treatment as well. So they have proof, but also that's so alarming that even though numerous alleged victims of Diddy went to the authorities, nothing happened until now. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I doubt Diddy paid off all of these police officers, right? How could that happen? Like, did they just investigate? And how could nothing have happened? And here's another question, though. Like, if some of these accusers, this is a legal question that I don't quite know the answer to. If some of these accusers have previously accepted money from Diddy to remain silent, can they sue him now? I don't know. I don't think so, right? If you've already reached a settlement privately with Diddy, I don't know if you'd be able to sue him again. Or sue him, period. I do find it very interesting and clearly a tactic that this lawyer says that the lawsuits are being filed individually. That makes a lot more sense, Ems. Diddy had the prosecutors on the payroll, probably? Oh, if it was cash. Wait, but if it was cash, you could still, if you reached an agreement in cash, but if you signed something, if you signed, an NDA, it's still a settlement, right? It's still I don't know. Back to the 120 individual lawsuits. I've been sued a bunch of times. I know how the legal system works. Let me blow your mind. First of all, I'm sure that many of you are aware that our legal system in the United States moves at a snail's pace. It is painfully slow. So, in all likelihood, it will be be years before the first of these sexual assault lawsuits goes to trial. Maybe if you fast track it, maybe in 2 years' time, they might start going to trial. But to defend one of these lawsuits over the span of 2+ years, easily $1 million per lawsuit. Easily $1 million per lawsuit, and 120 million lawsuits. I know that Diddy has a lot of money, but a lot of his money is currently tied into real estate. He is trying to sell his Los Angeles home. And he also told the judge when applying for parole that he paid off the mortgage of his Miami Star Island mansion. So he now owns his Miami mansion outright in full. So a lot of his liquid cash is tied into that. It's not quite so liquid. A lot of his money is tied into his Los Angeles home. And the question is, does Diddy have $120 million liquid cash just lying in the bank? And that's absolutely right, Christy. I believe that it's a legal strategy that they're filing all of these lawsuits individually and not as a class action lawsuit, because in a way it's forcing Diddy to make settlements. My guess is it'll probably cost him $750,000 per person to make this go away. And the lawyers will probably get 100 to 200,000 of those dollars, because they're not charging all of these victims. They're working on a pro bono situation, or not pro bono, but they're working similar to the Brandy Glanville situation that I was telling you about. They're working on a commission structure. You know, they'll make money if they make money. So sucks for him, but you know what? Do the crime, pay the time, and pay the victims. A 9-year-old though, like, I don't even want to know I do not want to know the details. Like, I'm actually in shock. I've held it. I'm doing pretty good today, I've got to say. And I've held it together. I saw the most triggering, traumatizing video just before going live on YouTube today. There was this tragedy. Where was it? I think in let me see. Oh my God, yes. I cannot believe that so many outlets are showing this. There was this tragedy in Thailand where a school bus caught on fire, killing over 20 children. And some media outlets is showing this freaking school bus on fire. It's not graphic. I couldn't see, kids trying to get out the windows, but knowing that I'm watching the moment where there are young lives in there that are perishing, why would you show that? I didn't need to see that. Why would you show that? Like, the media, snap out of it. All right, let's move on to less horrific things, but still pretty bad. Not too bad. Boris Johnson, the former Prime Minister of the UK, is releasing a memoir, and we have got an excerpt of the book. And in his autobiography, Boris Johnson, confirms rumors about the late Queen Elizabeth. Ryan, oh, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you. Hugs. Boris Johnson, oh, actually, my computer stopped making noise, so I can move it down here. Okay. I got my Debbie Gibson t-shirt on. Love me some Debbie. Boris Johnson says that he was informed that the Queen, the late Elizabeth II, had bone cancer. This was told to him by her aides, her senior, most trusted royal staffers. And that in the months leading up to her death, that summer, she knew that she was dying and that the time was coming. So those closest to Her Majesty were not caught by surprise, although I wonder if Harry knew. Did any of you read Harry's memoir? I don't recall Harry mentioning that he knew the Queen was dying. So my guess is she didn't tell him. I don't recall reading that Harry knew that Elizabeth was dying. But the bigger question is it Boris freaking Johnson's place to reveal this private medical information about Queen Elizabeth? I don't think so. Rude. Also, Kristin Cavallari has opened up on her podcast today, wanting to let everybody know, did I tell you? Yes, I don't think I talked about this prior. Kristin Cavallari and her much younger boyfriend, the social media star, Mark Estes, he's 24, she's 37. They called it quits. They called it quits because she thinks he's too young. Like, duh. We all told you that, girl. You're almost 40 and have 3 kids. He's freshly out of college and still about to have the time of his life. Like, your 20s, God, man, your 20s are I think the best decade of life, because it's just about having fun in your 20s, right? Like, you're still kind of young and you don't know shit, you're just trying to figure it all out and have fun, and you're not burdened down yet with intense responsibility like children or a mortgage or this or that or the other. So that ended, and she says, she was doing him a favor. Wah, wah, wah. Sure. I think actually he dumped her. I think he dumped her, and he's letting her tell the world that she dumped him because he's a nice guy. That's just my theory. I could be wrong. And that's it for today, my fam. I'm really happy. I feel like I'm almost back to myself. Last week was a struggle. So many of you reached out to me with concern. I love you. I thank you. And I kindly ask if you can become a member of my channel. I would love to live chat with you. I do this every weekday with my members. But if you can't, please comment. Commenting helps with engagement. Please comment. Please like. Please share. And I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye, everybody.